Good afternoon. It's a hot and sweaty, gorgeous day in Ottawa, and my hair is affected by humidity, but I'm no longer unemployed, so that's good news. This is less of a book review and more of a, I finished reading this book that was really entertaining and I enjoyed it. Let me tell you about it. Sort of video, a quick video. I read the classic Sex and the Single Girl by Helen Gurley Brown. Brown was the editor-in-chief of Cosmopolitan for many years, and she published this landmark book in 1962. The thesis of the book is that if you are single, you need not worry. You need not spend your entire life just looking for someone to marry, looking for anyone to marry, and that it is perfectly okay if you have sex, if you have a sex life, if you date. The other thesis of this book is that it's perfectly alright to use men for money, which is not something that I agree with, but she talks about how one should go about dating a married man, how one should cook for their friends, how one should apply makeup, how one should pursue their careers, and well, I wouldn't use it as an information manual as it was originally intended. It was pretty entertaining to read. Yeah. Oh yeah, here's something I underlined. So it's not only a question of going where men are, but going where your men are. If you never even see somebody you could be happily ensconced in a bomb shelter with, it's probably time for a move. And she says that in regard to careers. Keep in mind this is a time when if women wanted to work professionally, the jobs open to them were sales girls, secretaries, that sort of thing. Women couldn't really go out and have professional careers beyond that. But she does say that there's no reason why they shouldn't. There's no reason why they shouldn't have the same careers as any man. She says just because a woman has never done it doesn't mean they can't or shouldn't. And then on married men, it's a question of taking married men but not taking them seriously and not taking them home too often. Don't try to marry one. Use them in a perfectly nice way just as they use you. There are lots of them around. Yeah, so I wouldn't exactly take her advice, but it was pretty amusing to read. The chapters have titles like The Availables, The Men in Your Life, Women Alone, Oh, Come Now. So it's all about being a single woman, living on your own, and being proud about it, embracing that life and enjoying that life. At the same time, she recognizes the social relations between men and women and suggests that single women should use those social relations to their advantage, use the system to their advantage. The Lively Art of Flirting, a chapter on how to be sexy. Where to Meet Men, The Apartment. I did kind of like her chapter on The Apartment. As someone who lives alone, I found it interesting. She talks about how to decorate, advises not having roommates. After your 30th birthday, a Great Dane would do more for your image than 2 roommates. And dogs don't borrow sweaters. Being mama's or daddy's girl living at home is rarely justifiable either. To furnish or not to furnish, what part of town should you be in, how much to pay, then the bit on decorating, how to get work done for decorating. She recommends either hiring a decorator or learning how to professionally decorate yourself based on a decorator's analysis of your place. She seems to think that average people can't decorate properly. Things about wardrobe, buying expensive pieces that you will wear a lot rather than buying lots of cheap pieces. recipes for cooking for a large group of friends. I have never read Cosmopolitan, but I would imagine that what's contained in this book is the same kind of stuff that would have shown up in that magazine back in the 1960s, 1970s, perhaps even today, and it was very entertaining. And if you're looking for kind of a counter narrative to a lot of the feminist texts that were published in the 1960s and 1970s, like The Second Sex and The Feminine Mystique, this is more of, I guess, a realistic working girl's take on it, a different take. Not that The Feminine Mystique isn't realistic, but yeah, it was entertaining.